Straight ahead on 12 News, fixing a system designed to protect children.
The fundamental and foundational issue that was raised was it's an under-resourced system.
Plus, a little league that's trying to grow. We'll take you to the Diamond to meet a Brooklyn Center group that's pitching baseball to kids. But first, is it possible? Major League Soccer in Brooklyn Park?
We could put together something that is very significant for Brooklyn Park.
12 News starts right now. Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us. Brooklyn Park is thinking big, Major League big.
The city will begin exploring whether it's possible to build a Major League Soccer stadium in Brooklyn Park.
We have major highways, we have infrastructure there and coming, and we would have transit. We have all the pieces necessary to make this a major league location.
Councilmember John Jordan proposed the idea as the city considers forming a task force to look at where to build a large park for festivals and amplified music. Jordan believes adding a soccer stadium to the mix is possible, not only because Brooklyn Park has available land off of Highway 610, but also because light rail is proposed to end at the nearby Target campus. Such a vision would require a little land swapping and some cooperation from Target.
You have Minneapolis screwing up the Major League Soccer stadium. And we have an opportunity right now to combine all of that into one location.
Plans for a soccer stadium in Minneapolis have stalled because the state legislature didn't act on tax breaks the ownership group says it needs for the project. Meanwhile, Major League Soccer says it has a July 1st deadline in place to get a stadium deal figured out. Hennepin County is one step closer to hiring more employees to help fix a troubled child protection system.
And the move comes after a scathing report of the system, as well as the deaths of several children under the county's supervision. Cassie Bonstrom joins us now with more. Cassie?
Today, the Health and Human Services Committee met to discuss hiring 98 new full-time employees. Those employees would help with the heavy caseload of children in the system and hopefully help prevent further tragedies.
There's definitely room for improvement. There's always room for improvement in child welfare services, and we always need to be striving to do better.
Assistant County Administrator Rex Holzmer said the board understands the urgency of the situation and they're committed to implementing the recommendations made by a recent report that found the system overburdened and understaffed. In response, the Hennepin County Board wants to spend about $9 million to hire the 98 new employees. $5 million would come from state funding and $3.6 million would come from the county. At today's meeting, however, one Hennepin County commissioner said he wants more information before fully supporting that spending.
This is one of the most basic functions of government, and we're not doing it very well right now. And it really makes me mad, but to say the answer is, well, let's put the money out there and hire the employees before we know how we're truly going to fix the problem, to me that is not responsible, and I can't do that.
The county's problems have been highlighted in recent months after the deaths of several children under their supervision. Kendrea Johnson was living in a foster home in Brooklyn Park when she was found hanging from a jump rope in January. And just last week, a 3-year-old, also under county supervision, drowned in a Brooklyn Park pool. The committee ended up approving the plan, with Commissioner Johnson abstaining from the vote. Mike and Alex, it now moves to the board for a final approval on July 7th.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Cassie. A big water pipeline fix is beginning, and so are efforts to pay for it. The pipeline that serves Crystal, New Hope, and Golden Valley has broken twice in Robbinsdale. Preliminary repair work has begun, with major digging expected to start in a couple of weeks. The repair is expected to cost $4.4 million. Monday night, New Hope agreed to raise water rates 30 cents per 1,000 gallons to pay its share of the costs. The new charge will appear on August utility bills. Crystal recently adopted an increase, and Golden Valley is also expected to follow. Work on the project should be finished by early fall.
This fall's special election to replace State Representative Ryan Winkler only includes one candidate. DFLer Peggy Flanagan of St. Louis Park is the only candidate to register with the Minnesota Secretary of State's office by Monday's deadline. Flanagan was endorsed by Winkler, who is leaving his House seat for a move to Belgium, where his wife has accepted a new job.
Construction is in full swing for a new elementary school in the Wayzata district. We're also down to 4 choices to name the school. The Wayzata School Board met Monday night to consider the names. The 4 finalists include Fox Ridge, Meadow Hill, and Marshview. The school board is expected to make a decision at its July 13th meeting. The new $26 million building will be the district's 8th elementary school. It is scheduled to open in the fall of 2016. That's the same time the $69 million addition to Wayzata High School is expected to be completed.
Brooklyn Park has approved plans for a new charter school in the city. Minnesota Early Learning Academy will be located inside Northern Light Church of Christ on 85th Avenue North. It will initially serve K through 2nd grade students with plans to expand through grade 5. Councilmember Peter Crema supported the plan but raised concerns about an increasing number of charter schools in the city and whether the city may reach a saturation point. Spending time at the lake or the pool is a popular pastime during Minnesota's relatively short summers.
But this time of year, we're also reminded of just how dangerous that pastime can be for kids. In today's Health Check, Delane Cleveland has more on the efforts being made to ensure that children are safe while swimming.
On a hot summer day,
And I'm at Elm Creek with my family today, and we're just having a little beach day.
it doesn't take much convincing to get people to spend a few hours at the beach.
Come in the water! Come in the water!
Time at the beach or the pool is usually associated with fun.
Preschool age children just don't have swimming skills, they sink.
But for the doctors at Hennepin County Medical Center,
Last year, 29 people in Minnesota drowned.
this time of year offers an all too familiar reminder of how easily a child can drown if the adults watching them aren't careful.
Now that it's summertime and the weather's warm, this is something we see on a really weekly or bi-weekly basis.
Dr. Matthew Precker treats near drowning victims in HCMC's stabilization room.
We always hope for a favorable outcome. The prognosis really depends on a couple of things. The really most critical is how long that patient is submerged under the water.
That's why he says education is one of the most important tools they have.
Very good. Very, 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 very.
This summer, Plymouth firefighters have been busy teaching various groups how to use the shepherd's hook and the ring buoy, which are found at any pool.
Well, in the city of Plymouth, we've had several drownings in the last few years, which is what started this whole program. And what they found in the research after the drownings, when they go in and investigate the drownings, is that the people at the pool did not know what the equipment was for.
The goal would be for adults to never have to use these tools, which would mean putting children through swimming lessons and keeping a close eye on them near the water.
They can't be on their cell phones, they can't be texting and that type of thing.
Doctors, however, know this is a problem that isn't going away.
And it's one, as hospitals, we need to be prepared for, but also we need to keep getting the message out that water safety is really important.
For Health Check, Delane Cleveland, 12 News.
According to the Hennepin County Sheriff's Office, there have been 2 drownings so far in Hennepin County this year and 9 near drownings. Coming up, what parent volunteers are doing to revive America's pastime in Brooklyn Center.
Then later in sports, why it was a big soccer education day in Brooklyn Park.
But first, the clouds thicken on Wednesday. There is a chance for thunder showers in the evening.
The Brooklyn Center Little League has dealt with its fair share of challenges.
Declining participation over the years and a problem with illegal dumping on their property are just a few of them. But the all-volunteer organization is slowly making a comeback, getting the word out about why youth baseball still matters.
This league has been here for over 50 years.
The crack of the bat and the cheers of the crowd mark the 56th season for the Brooklyn Center Little League.
All right, Elijah, come on, let's see the strikes, buddy. One more.
From where Darren Brazil stands,
Good inning, guys. You stopped him. You stopped him. Nice pitching, buddy.
this coach and parent has a pretty good sense of the league's history.
Started playing here when I was, about 6, 7 years old. Played for the Brooklyn Center Tigers.
Back then, there was probably 300 to 500 kids in the organization.
It's a league that in 1994 even made a run to the Little League World Series.
Yeah, you two both got hits. I'm proud of you. Good job.
But after years of declining numbers, with fewer kids and parents to fuel this all-volunteer league,
we asked for the parents to help clean the fields. We asked for the parents to help with concessions, coach the teams, everything.
There's now a bright spot for the Brooklyn Center Little League. The families are slowly starting to come back.
We've been trying to build it back up. It's like, oh, hey, it's a fun team. It's a fun place to come to, you know.
This year, they merged into one league, eliminating what used to be two separate leagues. Close to 140 kids are playing this year. That's up from 85 last year.
I get to be with my friends and I get to be active and just really fun.
Getting better at different things like catching or like throwing.
Good job, guys.
As Brooklyn Center mounts a comeback, Darren Brazil knows there's life lessons learned through Little League.
Discipline, hustle, just respect for one another, respect your fellow teammate, respect the other team, cheer them on.
The Brooklyn Center Little League wraps up its season this weekend. Registration for next year begins in January. Coming up, how fishing is connecting kids and cops.
But first, local football teams get set for the fall with 7-on-7 summer passing leagues. John Jacobson has the details next in sports. Well, it's a ways until the kickoff of football season, but for some kids, they don't take much of a break.
Well, it's that way in a lot of sports, too. And then for football kids, no different in the summer. We are less than 2 months away from the start of the high school football season. And as Jay Wilcox reports, summer leagues are now a big part of the sport, too.
It's become a summer staple for most local football teams. 7-on-7 summer passing leagues like this one hosted by Maple Grove are a vital part of building for the fall.
Yes, sir. I think it's very important just to give everyone confidence. We don't have pads on yet, but just for the receivers and I to read coverages and read defense and just get comfortable with each other. It's really important.
Yeah, it gets you really ready for the season, like passing-wise, for sure. Defensively, I think it just makes us more sound, and like we get to know each other better, and like how we play with each other. And then for our offense is a huge help with the passing game, obviously, since we're probably a little more of a running team, but it's really useful during the season.
It's all about the passing game with no running plays and no tackling. At first glance, you might think it's all about the offense, but it's great for defensive players too.
I think it's a really good challenge. I mean, there is obviously, like everyone knows, that there's no pass rush in 7-on-7, but I think it's a really big help when you just got man-on-man, and it really shows you like you have to work hard when you're playing defense. And
with our defense, the biggest thing that we preach is being able to communicate and learning their spacing. And so I just got done talking to the kids about learning how to not be church mice and actually be able to speak and tell their players where everybody is.
Besides pads and helmets, there's something missing here. The big guys on the line.
I don't know if it's left out. I think they're more just jealous that they can't get out here running routes. I think that's more of it, but they have other stuff that they can do during practice that our coach has them doing. So,
Armstrong, Providence Academy, Rogers, and Cambridge are also part of the league at Maple Grove. Winning isn't everything here, but it can be a stepping stone to fall success, individually and as a group. Jay Wilcox, 12 Sports.
The Maple Grove 7-on-7 Passing League runs Mondays through July 20th, with the exception of July 6th, which is a blackout week for all high school football teams. With the buzz surrounding last year's World Cup and this year's Women's World Cup, soccer has never been more popular here in the United States. The first ever Soccer Education Symposium and Family Day attracted well over 100 youth soccer players and their families to Brooklyn Park. The day brought together players in the Brooklyn Park Athletic Association community program and those from the Northwest Kickers traveling teams for a day of soccer education.
We're trying to, conquer the coach education and try and make sure that the parents are understanding that if this is first step into coaching, they understand what to do and how to coach things. And then the family fun part of it is just making sure that the kids are having a blast while they're here. You've got things like ball mastery, how to control the ball, how to have some fun skills with the ball. You've got goalkeeping sessions, you've got defensive sessions, attacking sessions, and then fun game sessions, stuff like that.
We play games and We're learning how to be better soccer players and working hard and trying to do our best.
The skills training event combined fun and teaching moments for the youth. And with Brooklyn Park's growing West African population, the sport is growing here.
And that's a huge plus for us. And so they have already got that vibe through them as a family. So when they move into the Brooklyn Park area, they already know and they want to be part of that club, you know, starting at a young level.
The Kickers will have a handful of their 25 traveling teams that will play in next month's USA Cup soccer tournament at the National Sports Center in Blaine. Great day and a lot of kids out there and trying to educate some of the parents too who are helping out coaching some of those house league teams and the traveling teams.
Working on the skills for sure.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, John. Still ahead, fishing for a connection.
Cops and kids better understand each other by casting a line when we come back.
Some Brooklyn Park police officers took time off the streets to go fishing with kids.
Reporter Sonia Goen shows us why the annual Cops and Kids fishing tournament is more than just learning to cast a line.
We're gonna have 100 kids, ages 7 to 12 years old.
Sunfish Pond in Brooklyn Park was jam-packed with kids looking for the perfect fishing spot. They joined police for the annual Cops and Kids fishing tournament. The event started in 2007 and has been going strong ever since.
The summertime is a time where some kids don't have a lot going on, and so we want to make sure that they have a fun activity.
Among those casting a line is Danisa Pargo. This is her 3rd year participating.
I'm not scared of police, but many other people are. For some reason, I don't know why.
This event is not just about teaching kids how to fish. It's about casting out doubt and opening up the lines of communication.
They ask us questions, like how old we are and stuff. And we ask them questions and stuff.
You gotta go all the way back here and then kind of throw it.
Some of the children have been identified as at risk. Brooklyn Park officials are hoping the kids reel in more than a big fish.
Getting these kids to understand that, hey, police are there for them, there's that trust, and hopefully inspire some of these kids to maybe be officers someday, I think, or make good choices.
In Brooklyn Park, Sonia Goins, 12 News.
The children received a rod and reel and other prizes during today's event, and Sonia's cast, I don't think she came back with a fish.
You're right, that's true.
But this is a great event. You saw Officer Mark Bruley there, and this is something that he started years ago, and now the kids have a place to fish right in town, too.
And they couldn't have gotten a better day for it either, yeah.
Good day to get to know each other a little better as well.
That's right.
Yeah. That's it for now. Thanks so much for joining us.
We will see you back here tomorrow at 4. Community Corner is coming up next.